Thank you so much, everyone, for coming here tonight and enlightening us with your presence. And this has been nothing short of inspiration today's evening after hearing what our special women entrepreneurs had to say, and obviously the investment advisor, sir, and Simon. Those words will really go a long way in paving the next pathway for Bangladesh. My name is Ivdad. I am the managing director of Lightcastle Partners. Today, I'm really humbled and excited to represent our consortium from A2I, BWCCI, and Lightcastle, together with Meta, to bring this program, SheMeansBusiness, to Bangladesh. Great. In this very short few minutes that I will be spending with you together with my co-presenter Diya from Meta, we want to give you an idea of what we had done in the pilot over the last few months. So our agenda is very simple. First, we're going to talk a little bit about the pilot. Then we have conducted a nationwide survey, which basically brings out your voices. And exactly the findings that we have heard from the panel today is going to get augmented by the data that we want to present. And finally, what's next from the pilot? So these are the three agendas that we want to cover. So let's get started. So there are 5 things that we basically wanted to focus during the pilot. Number 1 is the partnerships. And with A2I, BWCC, and Lightcastle Partners together with Meta, that was one of our key objectives, to get this partnership in place, which was a core component of our pilot. Next up, Meta's training modules. And these modules, our 3 different certified, 3 different professionals from Lightcastle Partners and representing the consortium have become Meta certified for training the kind of courses that is going to happen in the future, and that's what was one of the key components of our pilot. Next is the localization of modules. So in the pilot, Meta decided to roll out 12 different modules, but after going out to the field, we realized perhaps 12 is actually too large a number. So we reduced it down to 6 for the pilot, but all these Meta tools that have been taught all over 38 countries that Meta uses this for the SheMeansBusiness program were contextualized, and relevant case studies from our local roots were brought in this part of the localization of modules. Next up is the landscape study, and I'm going to be talking more about it. Over 450 respondents from all over Bangladesh partook in this survey, and we're going to talk a bit about the insights that we got from there. And finally, the most important part is the training of the women entrepreneurs. 3 different training programs were conducted in 3 different regions as part of the pilot, and I'm going to talk more about these training sessions now. So as you can see, in Dhaka, Joshore, and Chittagong, the 3 pilot trainings were conducted. If you look at the number of participants, Joshua having the highest with 24 and 19 each from Dhaka and Chittagong, bringing the total up to 62. Our target for the pilot was 60. We are really excited to have increased by, to have superseded our expectations. And gender-wise breakdown, if you look at it, more than 80% are women. So we are really excited by the kind of turnout in our programs. March 30th, 2022 marked a very important day for us, the consortium members, and everybody who's present here, because that day, in partnership with the consortium, Meta announced the program expansion. And as you can see, Beth, the directors of policy programs from Meta, together with other dignitaries and luminaries, in their presence, this program, the announcement for the scale-up was shared. I'll just be taking one more minute to quickly go over some of the key insights from the survey. And in the interest of time, we have just kept it down to 2 for today's presentation. Now, before I talk about it, just setting the context a little, we got about 479 data points. 80% or 75% of them were from women. And if you look at the industry breakdown, these span 8 different industries, obviously having the highest percentage from wholesale and retail and manufacturing, as expected. As Rahman sir was also suggesting, you could see about 9% from ICT sector partook in the survey as well. Now, what were those insights? Key insight 1, digital tools play a driving role in knowledge acquisition and increased business opportunities for SMBs. Now, if you look at the data, 53% actually said that over half of their total sales were generated through the usage of online tools. 88% believe that online training is a highly impactful modality of online training. Kanisapa was referring to that in the panel, and that your voice is augmented by that data over there. 77% of our respondents believe that online tools are very important to attract customers. Now, while these are all very interesting, we wanted to dig a bit deeper. And we wanted to see what kind of behavior are they exhibiting through this online. And if you look at these two graphs down there, we asked, what's the most visited website or app for professional use, not for personal? No surprises. We got Facebook up there on the top. Now, that again suggests that Facebook can be a very vital tool for driving business goals forward. And on the other chart that we have over there, you can see we asked, what do these women entrepreneurs use these online tools for? And over 80% said that they want to use this to communicate with their customers and to advertise to potential customers. So that is directly related to the business growth opportunities for SMBs. And with this, the second key insight, I'm going to share my part of the presentation. Again, it's augmenting the voices of the women entrepreneurs that were sitting here on the panel and sharing. Deeper knowledge of digital tools and their usage hold the potential to unlock new growth opportunities. Very simple. Data says 81% believe that more technical skills are required. 56% require more knowledge and experience to optimize their tools. And 89% of our online businesses believe that businesses will have the greatest impact if their knowledge on online marketing is improved. Now, these are very staggering facts that basically suggest there's a lot of room for improvement. And together with Meta, with this consortium, we want to address that. We want to make sure that these barriers get out of the way for you to take the businesses to the next level. So what's next? And that's where I'm going to ask my co-presenter, Diya, from Meta, to formally share with you what's actually coming next after the pilot. Diya.
Thank you, Ivdad bhai. This is very exciting, lots of valuable insights. Before I go into sharing what's next, just a quick introduction of who I am. I will try to do this in English and Bangla. আমার নাম দিয়া আমি মেটাতে কাজ করছি বাংলাদেশের পাবলিক পলিসি প্রধান হিসেবে মাত্র 2 বছর হয়ে গেছে but it's been really exciting to see so many really fantastic stories throughout the entire session এবং বিশেষ করে আমাদের নারী উদ্যোক্তারা যারা এখানে আছেন this entire program was to celebrate you because আমরাও মানে আপনারা যেরকম আপনাদের এক্সপিরিয়েন্স শেয়ার করেছেন আমরাও কিন্তু আমাদের প্ল্যাটফর্ম থেকে দেখতে পাচ্ছি যে আপনারা দারুণ সব কাজ করছেন গ্রুপ খুলছেন ব্যবসা করছেন একই সাথে ফ্যামিলি মেনটেন করছেন জব করছেন আর ব্যবসাও করছেন I mean that's unbelievable. So a big kudos to our female entrepreneurs and we're just delighted and humbled that our technologies have a very small role to support your creativity, your energy and your spirit. So Ivdad bhai has mentioned some fantastic insights from these, from the training program that we have done in the last couple of months. And again, thank you to our amazing partners, BWCCI, Light Castle Partners, and A2I. Would not have been able to do it without you, and we are continuing to look for your support and your partnership moving forward. But these insights have, the idea was that we'll be using these insights to understand where do we go from here? What's next for Meta and SheMeansBusiness in Bangladesh? And I think, we definitely want to take your input in that process. We have learned a lot from your stories. We are learning a lot with our partners. And I think the first part of that is that we want to continue building on these partnerships. We want to work more closely with BWCCI. We want to work more closely with A2I to go to the next levels of these programs. The other thing is just our learnings around sort of how do these programs operate? What is the best way to do it? So আমরা দেখেছি যে অনেকের পক্ষে ফিজিক্যালি প্রোগ্রামে আসা সম্ভব না, তারা ভার্চুয়ালি জয়েন করতে চায়, আবার শুধুমাত্র ভার্চুয়ালি করলেও ঠিক করে ট্রেনিং হয় না। So as we continue to think about the next step, I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do more on hybrid programming. যে কিছু সেশন হবে আমরা ইন পার্সন করবো, যেটা অ্যাকচুয়ালি কথা বলে করতে হয়, কিছু আমরা অনলাইনে করে ফেলতে পারবো। So that actually allows our trainings, অনেকে এখানে স্কিলস নিয়ে কথাবার্তা বলেছেন যে আমাদের স্কিলস বিশেষ কষ্ট হয়, that you can actually use this hybrid model, যেখানে আপনাকে ট্রাভেলও করতে হবে না, to get those skills. The second part হচ্ছে এখানে একজন কথা বলেছিলেন about সময় নাই, ট্রেনিংয়ে আমি বাচ্চা পালবো না, আমি ট্রেনিংয়ে যাব। Very valid point. So for that, thinking that in mind, what we are going to create is what we call self-paced learning. অর্থাৎ আপনার যখন সুবিধা হবে, টাইম হবে, then you can go ahead and look at some of the learnings, right? We can make it short, we can make it simple, and we'll work with partners to make that happen. And the last one is that, সবার পক্ষে হয়তো বা ট্রেনিং করা বা ইভেন সেলফ পেস লার্নিং করা পসিবল না, তার যে একটা ছোট্ট ইনফরমেশন দরকার। এখানে একজনের ইনসাইট ছিল যে she wants to know how to use the tool insights. আরেকজন এখানে I think was talking about how to create a page, পেজে এতগুলো টুল কিভাবে ব্যবহার করব। So I think another part of this is going to be to create what we call on platform campaigns, অর্থাৎ ছোট্ট ছোট্ট simple post that says this is how you can maximize your insights. আপনি যদি এরকম ভার্টিক্যালি পোস্ট করেন তাহলে আপনার ইউজার পাইতে সুবিধা হবে। Small things that we have learned from our insights working in the digital space, but also insights that we have learned from you. Bringing it together to be able to create this large-scale on-platform campaign that can reach millions and millions of people using our services every day. So I think our hope is that through the combination of those three, we have a relatively, I think it's an unambitious target in many ways because Bangladesh has such a massive, vibrant community. But we hope to actually get to 10,000 entrepreneurs in the next couple of months and really take it to the next level. And I think our hope is that as the program goes, I think Simon and my colleagues mentioned earlier that the program thus far has trained about 1.5 million women, and this is actually just physical hands-on training. So I think we can also take it to the next level. We can create ambitious goals with Bangladesh saying, okay, we'll make it 2 million, 2.5 million, 3 million, and really give women the support and the resources that they need. So that's what we want to build together with you, but I think আমাদের জন্য আপনাদের সহযোগিতা ছাড়া, আপনাদের অনুপ্রেরণা ছাড়া, আপনাদের এই যে কনস্ট্যান্ট যে ফিডব্যাক, এগুলো ছাড়া আমাদের পক্ষে এগুলো করা সম্ভব না। So I look forward to working with all of you. We are looking forward to working with all of you. And thank you again for being a part of this program.